Beryl upgraded to powerful Category 5 hurricane. The United States National Hurricane Center has upgraded Beryl to a Category 5 hurricane. The highest level it means that catastrophic damage is likely. Beryl, currently packing winds of 160 mph, is forecast to impact Jamaica. Jamaica upgrades to hurricane warning. Jamaica has been upgraded from a hurricane watch to a hurricane warning in anticipation of Hurricane Beryl, prompting Cabinet to structure its disaster response under the Disaster Risk Management Act (DRMA). A hurricane warning means dangerous sea conditions associated with the hurricane are expected to spread across the island over the next 24 to 36 hours. The announcement came Monday after recommendations from the Minister of Local Government and Community Development, Desmond McKenzie, and the latest advisory from the Met Office. The DRMA grants the government additional authority to coordinate and execute a range of emergency response activities, ensuring a more effective and streamlined approach to disaster management. Prime Minister Andrew Holness emphasized the importance of proactive measures as Jamaica braces for Hurricane Beryl, stating that the administration's main priority is the safety of the Jamaican people. By invoking the Disaster Risk Management Act, we are taking a proactive stance to prepare and protect our nation against any potential threat posed by Beryl. The machinery of government has been mobilized and we're ready to respond to any eventuality. We will weather this storm together, Holness stated. The government is urging all citizens to remain vigilant, make necessary preparations, and cooperate with the authorities during this period. Regular updates and guidelines will be provided to ensure that everyone is informed and prepared as the weather event approaches. Communities along Jamaica's south coast at the greatest risk for storm surge, Thompson stated. Principal Director of Jamaica Meteorological Service, Evan Thompson, is warning Jamaicans living on the island's south coast that they will be particularly vulnerable to the effects of Hurricane Beryl, which is expected to impact the country on Wednesday. Jamaica is presently on a hurricane watch after the first hurricane of the Atlantic season. A Category 4 storm impacted several islands in the Eastern Caribbean early on Monday before setting its path for Central and Northwestern Caribbean, but could see it impacting Jamaica in some way by midweek. Speaking Wednesday during a media briefing at the office of the Prime Minister, Thompson noted that on passing Jamaica, the system on its current path is expected to move south of the island. Beryl will likely be a Category 2 hurricane, and that means extremely dangerous winds could cause extensive damage. It's nothing to scoff at, it's nothing to be complacent about, because it is still a serious and dangerous situation, Thompson warned further. He said potentially devastating storm surges could affect places like Caribbean Terrace in St. Andrew and Portland Cottage in Clarendon, similar to Hurricane Ivan in 2004. Portland Cottage was one of the areas in the country hardest hit during Ivan. Of the 15 deaths recorded in the country at the time, 8 were in Portland Cottage, which was overwhelmed by floodwaters caused by a system that remained some 60 miles off Jamaica's south coast. It's not immediately clear how close Beryl will get to the island's south coast. Estimates on the weekend said it could pass some 150 miles from the coastline. In the key messages that have been promoted by the Regional Specialist Meteorological Center, Beryl is expected to remain powerful, moving through the Central and Northwestern Caribbean, and the watch it has indicated is now in effect for Jamaica. Jamaica is expected to anticipate the hazard that are related to hurricanes. That includes very heavy rainfall, it includes very long winds, it also includes devastating storm surges, and what is most critical in this area is that the activity would come up along our southern coastline if the center of the system moves off our coast to south, stated Thompson. Therefore, any inlet, any bay along the southern coastline is at risk of storm surge flooding. So similar kinds of activity that have occurred in Caribbean Terrace in the past with Hurricane Ivan and in Portland Cottage, those communities and all other communities along the south coast would be at particular threat of this storm surge flooding. Also landslides, Thompson added. The rainfall anticipated during this event should be tremendous, and so we should prepare ourselves for it, the Met Service head stated. All Scotiabank branches to close at noon today. Scotia Group is advising the public that due to the impending weather conditions, all its locations, including Scotia branches and offices of Scotia Insurance, Scotia Investments and Scotia Protect will be closed to the public at noon today. Offices are expected to remain closed on Wednesday, July 3rd. Once conditions are favorable, we plan reopen on Thursday, July 4th, the commercial bank said in a press release. Scotiabank ABMs will remain available as long as possible over the next few days to ensure cash availability for clients. However, there may be delays in processing of ABMs deposits made between June 2nd and 3rd. Online banking services will remain available, but clients are cautioned to expect a delay in funds transfer between July 2nd and 4th. Scotiabank is urging clients to prepare for the impact of the Hurricane Beryl, including purchasing storm supplies and safeguarding their financial documents, IDs and bank cards. Scotia Group also encourages all clients to take all of the necessary precautions to ensure the safety of their families as we prepare for the impact of Hurricane Beryl, the financial institution noted. Tax offices to be closed at 11 a.m. The Tax Administration (TAG) is advising the public that all its locations island-wide will be closed at 11 a.m. on Tuesday, July 2nd. This closure is to facilitate members of staff preparing for the impending storm, as well as to conduct business shutdown procedures ahead of Hurricane Beryl. Taxpayers are reminded that they may conduct business online at www.jamaicatax.gov.jm. These include via the TAG Direct Fund Transfer Service for business-related tax payments. These are in addition to customers being able to make payments via the tax authority's website using a credit card or other banking card with credit card features. Taxpayers can also utilize Scotia Online and mobile app in addition to being able to make tax payments via the National Commercial Bank, as the respective clientele are able to use their online banking platforms by adding TAG as a payee. TAG apologizes for the inconvenience caused during this period, the agency said in a press release yesterday. For further information, call the Tax Administration Customer Care Center at 888-829-4357 or visit the website at www.jamaicatax.gov.jm. NHF allowing early prescription refills ahead of Hurricane Beryl. Effective immediately and for the next 7 days, beneficiaries of the National Health Fund's NHF card program can refill their prescriptions early. This as the NHF seeks to help cardholders restart their medication as they prepare for Hurricane Beryl, which is expected to impact Jamaica this week. The allowance is outlined below. Prescription filled for a 30-day supply can be filled on day 15. Where prescriptions were filled for a 60-day supply, refill can be done on day 45. Where prescriptions were filled for a 90-day supply, refill can be done on day 75. Where applicable, cardholders including JADEPF benefits are encouraged to visit the NHF participating pharmacy closest to them to refill their scripts. Taking medication on time as prescribed by the doctor is the best way to manage a non-communicable disease, even if the patient feels well. Ensuring that beneficiaries have sufficient medication to stick to their treatment planned during and after the hurricane is important to us. As such, we have made the necessary arrangement for them to be realized, said NHF Chief Executive Officer Everton Anderson. Drug-served patients are also urged to make use of the NHF alternative services such as quick prescription mobile app, scheduled refills, and the drop-off and pick-up services to reduce their waiting time at the pharmacy. For more information, NHF beneficiaries may call the Customer Care Department at 876-906-1106. The NHF is committed to the care of its beneficiaries and will continue to pivot and innovative in their best interests, stated the agency. NWC suspends all water restrictions ahead of Hurricane Beryl. The state-owned National Water Commission (NWC) has lifted all water restriction island-wide, its acting president Kevin Kerr has stated. Kerr said this would ensure residents will have an opportunity to fill their storage as of Tuesday morning ahead of Hurricane Beryl, which is expected to impact Jamaica on Wednesday. He was speaking at a Monday afternoon press briefing at the Office of the Prime Minister following a meeting of the Disaster Risk Management Committee. Also, Kerr stated that the Commission's gasoline storage will be replenished to ensure that water trucks, both NWC and privately owned, will have access to fluid in the event of service disruption. We have also ensured that all pumping stations that were out of operation are put back in the service to ensure business continuity and service reliability during the period, he stated. The acting president said the NWC will operate all facilities up until the point when there is no more power supply. He noted that critical facilities have standby power to ensure service in areas where hospitals are located. He told the press briefing that the water utility has moved to reinforce its disaster plan and will be collaborating with other agencies such as the Office of Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management and the municipal corporations. It has reviewed its procurement of emergency supplies and has put in place additional chemicals that will be needed for water treatment. Additionally, all storage tanks will be filled by Tuesday against the background that most of the surface areas are impacted by turbidity. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell for daily updates.